one thing that I want to do is play a little sound clip from Ron Paul questioning Bernanke earlier this week, and then just get a few comments about it.
Okay.
It's about 2.5 minutes, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
John, okay, John, would you go ahead and play that?
So I think we have to get back to the very fundamentals of where this problem comes from. And the bubbles occur when we have this malinvestment and the creation of new money. So my question boils down to this. How in the world can we expect to solve the problems of inflation, that is, the increase in the supply of money, with more inflation?
Congressman, first, just a small technical point on the growth in money. Money growth has been pretty moderate over the last few years. The increase in MZM is probably related to the financial turmoil. People have been taking their savings out of risky assets, putting them into the bank, and that makes the money data show faster growth. So I'm not sure that's indicative of policy necessarily. What we're trying to do is follow the mandate that Congress gave us, and the mandate that Congress gave us is to look at employment and inflation as measured by domestic price growth. And as I talked about today, and I think you would agree that we do see risks to inflation, and we are taking those into account, and we want to make sure that prices remain as stable as possible in the United States.
But how can you do this and pursue this, the policy you have, without further weakening the dollar? There's a dollar crisis out there, and people's money is being stolen. People who have saved, they're being robbed. I mean, if you have a devaluation of the dollar at 10%, people have been robbed of 10%. But how can you pursue this policy without addressing the subject that somebody's losing their wealth because of a weaker dollar, and it's going to lead to higher interest rates and a weaker economy?
If somebody has their wealth in dollars and they're going to buy consumer goods in dollars, and it's a typical American, then the decline in the dollar, the only effect it has on their buying power is it makes imported goods more expensive.
Yeah, but not if you're retired and elderly and you have CDs and their cost of living is going up no matter what your CPI says. Their cost of living is going up and they're hurting, and that's why the people in this country are very upset.
First of all, Jim, what did you think of Bernanke's response to Ron Paul's question with regard to the growth of the money supply?
Well, we know he's lying. I mean, the statistics are pretty clear that they have been printing money, that M3, they stopped reporting M3 a year and a half or so ago so that people wouldn't know, but there are people who have been able to reconstruct M3, and M3 is rising at a very rapid rate. The government has been, the central bank has been printing a lot of money since Bernanke showed up. But by the way, they were printing a lot of money on the Greenspan, too. Greenspan and Bernanke together are really undermined the value of the dollar. What is really terrifying from what I heard Bernanke say, though, was when he started talking about how the collapse of the dollar or the fall in the dollar does not affect Americans who buy products. That is grounds for impeachment, if you ask me, because that is such an untrue and an inaccurate statement that how can a man who claims to be an economist and the head of central bank try to get away with that? I mean, he's either lying or he's a total charlatan, one of the other, because everybody is affected when prices go down. When the dollar goes down, copper goes up, Scotch whiskey goes up, cars go up, tires go up, everything goes higher. If the price of imported tires goes up, that means the price of domestic tires are going to go up too. So even if I only buy U.S. tires and all the foreign tires coming into the country are higher priced, the domestic people are going to raise their prices too. So, I mean, it was terrifying to hear him say that, and I don't know if he really believes it. If so, then he's a fool. And if he doesn't believe it and he knows he's telling a lie, then he's a charlatan and should be impeached. Because that was such an extraordinary statement to hear that from anybody except somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. When the dollar goes down, it affects all of us. Even if you only buy American products, it affects you dramatically. And again, even if you don't buy foreign tires, American tires are going to go up because the price of rubber is going to go up. The price of everything is going to go higher as the dollar goes down. So, I mean, I was shocked and terrified when I heard the man say that.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them to give the big lie over and over again. I mean, if they're capable of manipulating inflation, what inflation exists, to me, they're capable of anything. And